So there's the news coming out the last couple of days is that the Niners are open to trading Jimmy Garoppolo. They said he's their guy. They said they need to keep him. They want to have a competition. They don't want to throw the rookie, blah, 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 blah. He's available. But they're holding out for a first-round pick, which, I mean, people who've watched Jimmy Garoppolo play recently is like, do you buy this?
I don't buy it for a first rounder. I think I just buy what was said in the press conference about being blown away. And I think that's where that really comes from when you're talking about a first rounder. It's an interesting discussion because with Garoppolo, you know, I've been on board saying I thought that he was going to be the starter. You know, even if they draft somebody, they're just going to use him to win games because if he's upright, this team can win games with this roster. The problem is this, and here's the issue. His value right now is probably not as high as it at its highest point right now. Here's the issue, though. If he goes out there and he starts playing really well this season, and then, you know, you look at him at the deadline, you might be able to fetch yourself that first rounder because a team might get desperate, right? They might say, hey, there's somebody here that can help us push us over the edge. Right. The flip side to that is if he gets injured again or if he struggles at all, now you get nothing.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm talking about when it comes to that, because if that does happen, now you've blown an opportunity to get something for him. And I mean, realistically, who are the teams that could be in the market for Garoppolo? Washington, Chicago, New England. New England's not sending 15 for Garoppolo. So get that out of your mind. You know, get that completely out of your mind. The
Washington's most you can get probably further down.
Yeah, they're further down. I would think that if you're going to get anything for Garoppolo, it would probably be a second, maybe a conditional first that would be tied to snaps. And that's where, you know, so if you're asking me buy or sell, I'm buying that the 49ers are going to hold out for a first rounder. I'm buying that. I just don't think they'll get that.
That's exactly where I'm going with it. I'm right there with you. I'm buying that they're holding out for a first rounder. They really think they can get it. But then again, they really think they're the best team in the NFC. I mean, they think very highly of themselves. And I understand why it's tough to trade low on Jimmy, because I feel like 2-3 years ago, they could have got multiple firsts. Last year, coming off that Super Bowl appearance, I heard the rumor around the league was that the Patriots did offer a first, whatever they had last year, and the Niners turned them down. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what I heard from someone in the league. And if they had those kind of offers or they felt he had that kind of value then, it'd be hard to sell low. I mean, they've always told themselves, you know, Jimmy's not great, but we can prop him up. We can win with him. We can make him look good. So if we just bring him back one more year and salvage something, we can get the first. But I'm with you. What's more likely to happen is that he's Jimmy still. He gets hurt again. And now when you could have traded him for whatever, a second or third, you get nothing. It's like having Bitcoin and it was worth like $1 million for a day. And now it's come down. It's like, no, dude, just sell that before it's worthless, man. I know it's painful, but it was always worthless. It was just a beanie baby.
It's a tough decision because, again, if you make this move, then all eyes go to the rookie. He's going to be starting whoever that is. And then the pressure comes in about, you know, the same thing that we just talked about. If he struggles, you're not going to get anything. And that would probably effectively end any sort of talk about Jimmy Garoppolo being an effective bridge starter, because Jimmy Garoppolo is a starter. He is in this league, and that's valuable. It is. Yeah. You know, no matter what you think, it's valuable because when he plays, clearly, you know, as long as you insulate him with the talent around him, everybody needs talent. He can win games, and he has won games in this league. Right. So, I mean, and again, never underestimate what other coaches think about him as far as, you know what, let me get my hands on him. I'll fix him. Everybody always thinks they have the remedy for all those things. So, you know, that's the interesting part. It's like, do you rip the Band-Aid off right now and get what you can because his value is as high as it is? Or do you try to play the waiting game and see what happens during the season, but you're kind of playing with fire?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Big Homie and them is saying right here. He's like, look, Garoppolo's value is a lot. Big Homie and them, all of them are saying Garoppolo's value is a lot higher than you guys think. He is the winningest available quarterback on the market for any team looking. We can get a first. Well, here's why the Niners haven't gotten that first yet, despite what you say. Whatever you say about how much you like Jimmy Garoppolo, he's too expensive. And if he were on the open market, no one would give him $27 million a year. So people might like him, but not at his price. Mm-hmm. So as long as he's under contract and there's questions about his durability, you're not going to get a first for him. He's going to have to go out and play like a dude who's worth $27 million next year. And that means 16 games. Do what he did in 2019 again, but better.
Yeah, I see a second. That's what I see. A conditional first would be something like that, just so you cover your bases. If he hits all those snaps, then you get a first.
That's what they should do. Instead of trying to get a pick this year, trade him in camp when it's clear that the rookie is beating him out, if that's the case. And then get a conditional pick for next year that's a 2 that can become a 1 if he hits certain benchmarks, plays 13 games, goes to the playoffs, that kind of thing. I mean, that's fair. Mm-hmm. They're not getting a first round pick. It's going to be a conditional thing that can become 1, which would be fine. Settle for that.
Similar to Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
You want to make sure that you get, what you can for him. And if you send him off and he has a healthy season, then you win. So, I mean, I think it's a good way to look at it.